qualifying your candidates so you can hire the right person every single time. Guys, in this video, I'm going to break down how we have placed so many people the right way and help you hire people with low turnover rate, and most importantly, people that are right for your company, because so many of you guys are struggling with recruiting, struggling with hiring, you have a high turnover rate, but you're a startup. A startup should not have a high turnover rate. Out of all companies in the world, startups should have a low turnover rate, but more importantly, you want to hire the right people. You don't want to hire the wrong people and just have them stay with you for many months or even years. That's just absolutely bananas to me. So I'm going to walk you guys through the process of what it looks like to qualify someone, what the pre-qualification looks like, and most importantly, help you find the right talent the right way, the fastest way, and make sure that you are taken care of. Tune into this video and let's get started. So we're going to go over the process of what it looks like to actually find this person and hire them and make sure we're setting the right expectations and ultimately find you guys someone that sticks with your company as it grows and develops to whatever numbers you're looking to hit. Some of you guys are looking to hit $1 million, $10 million, or maybe even $100,000. Whatever the case may be, let's start. So the first thing is, we want to create a job ad that is attractive and informative. Many of you guys are doing one or the other. You're creating a really informative job ad, but it's not that attractive. And you're creating a very attractive job ad, but it's not that informative. The goal for the job ad is to attract the right candidates, for them to be interested and pique their interest, but also inform them about what is this job about. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to ChatGPT and you're going to write out exactly what your company is. Write out the core values of your company, the offer of your company, what niche are you in, what industry you're in, and what type of person are you looking for? What is the day-to-day? What are your non-negotiables? Write out everything. ChatGPT is going to create an entire page full of information about this job. But here's the thing. Do not just take that and copy that into a job ad. You need to personalize this. ChatGPT is an AI. It doesn't know everything about your company. It only knows what you're going to tell it. So the better the prompt, the easier the job ad is going to be. So what I like to tell my team is that the hook for the job needs to be attractive. For instance, looking for an appointment setter with a salary $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Appointment setter in Latin America, something very simple, but with very good pay. Looking for an appointment setter, the pay is between $1,500 to $2,000 per month. Now, they don't know what the salary is, they don't know what the bonuses are, but they know that they have potential of making up to $12,000 to $15,000 per year if they work with us. And obviously there's going to be base, there's going to be a commission. It's something that in the description of the job ad, I'm going to talk about. You need to go to ChatGPT and personalize whatever ChatGPT is saying. Create the best prompts possible by describing your company the best way you can with the core values, and just make sure that ChatGPT is helping you create the framework, but does not do the entire job. You still need to personalize this. You can do the hooks, you can personalize the hooks, and you can create the body of ChatGPT, but make sure that you know exactly what is being written. Do not just copy and paste what ChatGPT wrote. Once you create this job ad, then you can go to Indeed, you can go to Torre, you can go to Upwork. There's a ton of different platforms. We're actually going to be launching our own platform very soon in Q2, where you can actually post the hook and the description on there, so that way people, when they click on the ad, they can actually find out more about this job. One of the most important things to do is to create non-negotiables. So many of you guys have, here's what the job is, here's what the day is, I need someone who speaks English. Okay, great. What are the non-negotiables? No matter what, you will not hire this person if X. If you need someone that speaks Spanish and English, so you need someone bilingual. Maybe if they have to have sales experience. You don't want to hire someone that just has zero sales experience. Create a non-negotiable list so that way it disqualifies people. However, the next step is going to disqualify even more. So once you've created this job ad, you posted it on all of these sites, you want to then create an application process for these people to fill out. You can go to Google Forms, your Jot Forms, whatever it is, and I would create about 20 to 30 questions for these people to answer. For instance, basic information, their name, number, email, but then I would dive into questions about the industry, right? Maybe it's sales questions, maybe it's account management questions, media buying questions. And I would also throw in questions that would make them think, trick questions, right? ChatGPT will give you a ton of really, really good trick questions, and I would add that in there. At the end of this application process, this person must submit an updated resume and video. So here's what I learned. When I have people go through the application process, many of them don't even finish it. Many of them submit a resume that is clearly not done well. And most importantly, their video is very, very mediocre, right? Whether their English is not all the way there, maybe they just shot the video from their couch, shirtless. You guys would be surprised. Some of these people sound and look really good on paper, but when you make them to create some tasks that require a little bit of work, guess what happens? They fail. So recapping so far, right? We're going to create an attractive, informative job ad. We're then going to create an application process that includes their video and resume as a must. And then you're going to have people email you the completion. Once it's completed, you're going to get an email alert saying, here's Jess Smith's video and resume, right? Make sure that all the application immediately automates to your email so that way you know who completes it. So then that way you're going to create probably about 10 to 15 people that actually finished it out. So once you have the job application completed, informative and attractive, then you have the application for them to submit in terms of basic information you need about them, trick questions, industry questions, including the resume and the video you're looking for. You're going to start with a personality test. I recommend the DISC assessment. However, there is 36 personality tests, and there's another one called, if you look it up on Google, it's the first one that pops in. It's the predictable success leadership test. That's a really, really good one. The reason I like the DISC assessment is because it'll give you not only the results, but it'll actually break down the results of the person you're looking for. Then, after this test, I will choose the person to interview. Normally, I want to interview 5 people, but no less than 4 people. So they're going to go through the first round of interviews. Right now, I have a team, so they help me out. But if I was doing this by myself, I would still follow this exact same process. So if you're by yourself, maybe you have a small team, maybe you have team members that cannot help with interviews just yet, you need to be the one doing this interview process. The first interview is going to be focusing more on the culture of the company, core values, the goals, the future. And I'll break down the interview process in another video so that way it makes a lot more sense. Once the person passes the interview process, then they're going to go into the second test, which is a skill test. Now we're going to test their actual skills and see if they comply to what I'm looking for. Whether it's a media buying skill test, appointment setting skill test, they can be reading a script, answering more questions, editing a video, whatever position you're looking for, do a skill test. If you have no idea what skill test to do, go to ChatGPT, describe your company, describe the role you're looking for, and help them create you a skill test. They will give you 50,000 options. And I actually got this tip from Layla Hermosi. She said, if you're struggling with creating a skill test, look in the last 30 days of your work and see what is that one thing that you wish you can delegate, that if you were to bring someone on, that is what they're going to be doing, and create a skill test around that. I thought that was genius because ChatGPT is going to give you very basic and general things, and some of them obviously will comply with your company, but what Layla said is exactly what your company is doing, exactly what you're struggling with. Create a skill test around that. Once that skill test is completed, then you're going to go into the second and final interview. Normally with our company, because I have multiple people to interview, we do 2 interviews and then the third interview will be a final interview. But if you're doing this by yourself and you're the one doing all the interviews, the second interview could be the final interview. On this interview, you're going to talk more about the day-to-day of this role, and most importantly, like, what is the future for this role? What is the future for the company? Just for them to really find out more about you. It's actually a time for them to ask you questions. What is the role going to be entailing? Maybe obviously talk about pay, negotiate with them. Maybe if they're working, see what it takes for them to move from one job to this job. One of the best questions to ask on these interviews is like, what is the most money they've ever made in a month? Take home. And they'll tell you 5,000, 2,000, 1,000, 8,000, whatever the case may be. Now you know, okay, they probably want to get back into that. Is that possible? If yes, great. If not, we'll figure out how can it be possible or move on to the next applicant. So once you go through this process, guys, what you'll notice is, number one, most people will not finish this process. Most people will not complete the application. They won't do the skill test. They won't do the interviews. After the first round of interview, I have this person, if they did well, follow up with me at exact date and time. So after the first interview, I have them follow up with me. Let's say today is Monday. I would have them follow up with me Wednesday before 3 p.m. EST. You'll see some people don't even follow up. Forget about doing all the work to get to where they even get to chance to interview. They don't even follow up. And I disqualify every person whenever they don't do this one little thing. So to recap, create an informative, attractive job post. Then create a lengthy but doable application process that includes tricky questions, industry questions, basic information, and a resume and a video. Then have a DISC assessment ready to go. Set time to do the interview, then create a skill test and set time to do the second interview. If you guys follow this format, you're gonna hire the right people. You're gonna vet out the people that should not be on there. And here's the best part, guys. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of time. This is a lot of energy. And many of you guys don't have the time, don't have the energy to do this. You know what's a great solution for you guys? Is to partner up with a company that's already doing this for you, right? I'm not here to pitch you guys, but RamonLatinos.com does exactly this for you. We do the entire application, the skill test. We'll do all of that for you. All we need you is to just hop on interviews and interview the people that have already gone through the process. Once they're done and once you're happy, we'll connect you guys and make it happen. So if you want to do this process, I just give you the sauce that we do. If you don't want to do this process and don't have time and don't have the resources and don't have the energy, but have the capital, you can invest into us to do this for you, and we'll be more than happy to help you with your next remote team member. So I hope this video was valuable. Like, comment, subscribe, and share it with someone that's also looking to hire remote team members.